Josh Darby here, and we've got the boats on the water, the Kingfisher 570 and 510. We've been staying at Kawo Island, and this morning we're going to head out just inshore, do a little bit of micro baiting. It's the middle of summer, and micro baiting is an excellent way to catch a feed. We actually get some pretty decent fish doing it as well. Light gear, a lot of fun. So we're going to take you out there, run you through the techniques, run you through the gear. Going to have some fun along the way. So let's go and do it. Sweet, so I've just seen some birds through the binoculars. We've pulled up, you can probably see terns, shearwaters in the background. That's what we're on the hunt for when we're looking for these micro baiting situations. If we look at the sounder, look at the snapper stacked up on the bottom. We've got anchovies up in that high water, mid-water area. This is where we want to be. All right, so we've got a little 2.5 inch Z-Man Slim Swim on. Got it on a little 1/4 ounce jig head, 10-pound leader. We're going to put it out there, see how we go. So what I'm doing is we're drifting this way, so I'm just cutting off a little bit of angle. Often people get taught that you want to cast straight up your drift. Problem with that is it's introducing slack into the line as the jig head comes back towards you. Whereas if we cut off 30-40 degrees and cast out, it's going to hold weight on the line a little bit. And if you can see my line there, it's got what we call some belly in it. Now too much belly, and the fish can pick it up and let it go before we can react. If we're really tight and there's no belly, it's not going to descend down naturally. All right, so about that much belly is what I find perfect for giving a natural descent, but also allowing me to react if a fish does pick it up. And rather than waiting to feel the bite through the rod, what I'm doing is actually watching that belly, and if it straightens up, if it bounces around, I can either do a little half wind like that, and there we go. So I just saw that belly straighten up then. As soon as it straightened up, put some tension down the line, and we're hooked up. Well, it's probably a nice snapper, I think. We're in really shallow water. I think we're about 6 or 7 meters, and we're on the light gear. 10-pound braid, 10-pound leader. Man, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, we've got a really nice snapper for micro baiting inshore. Probably 5 minutes from a boat ramp, you know, and this is the type of fish that middle of summer you can come out and get a feed of this. How good? It's not a bad one, bro. Might net that one. Oh, it's, you know, like probably 6 pound or something, but. And there we go. Cam almost hooking up in the background. So we're going to take this guy home, so I'll put my hand in the gills and I'll show you what bait we got it on. So it's really important when you're micro baiting, if it's around the anchovy season, which it is now, that you try and match the hatch. So what I'm using here is a little Slim Swim. It's only 2.5 inches, and also a little 1/4 ounce jig head. And look at the results. Not a bad little fish for what we're doing, just trying to catch a feed inshore, 5 minutes from a boat ramp. This is why you should go and give micro baiting a go. So Cam's hooked up here to a bit of bycatch. When you're micro baiting, you can get them, probably a rat kingy. Still a lot of fun on the light gear. One thing to keep in mind, these guys are going to take off, make a lot of sound, pull a lot of drag. Don't tighten your drag up, it's really tempting, but we're actually over the sand in about 8 meters. You've probably got 150 meters of line on. That fish isn't going to spool you, unless it's a really big one, in which case you can change it. What you don't want to do is tighten up your drag and potentially overload your line. So just trust your drag. Less than 2 kilos when we're micro baiting of drag. Just trust it, take your time. If you need to, you can follow it in the boat. So this is going to be enjoyable. Watch them enjoy the fight. we're talking about micro bait setups, the key word is light. Everything's a lot lighter than you'd use for your normal soft baiting setup. So we've got a Ocean Angler Crossfire Tansui here, a little 2,000, 2,500 size Daiwasu Tate. We're using 10-pound braid. We've got the 12-pound Sunline fluoro there, so light leader, using the FG knot as a connector knot there. And then you can see the range of jig heads are a lot smaller. Normally soft baiting often 3/8, ½ ounce, 5/8 and up. Here we're 1/4 ounce and smaller, so 1/4, 1/8, 1/16. And there's a little range here. Then I've got a range of around 2 or 3 inch size baits, so typically around 2 to 3 inch size baits I'm using, slim swims, grub tails. You just want a little bit of diversity depending on what they're feeding. Today they've been feeding on anchovies. We've been using these 2.5 inch slim swims and these 3 inch TRDs, and they've been pretty lethal. So that's the key. It's about downsizing, especially your leader size, especially your jig head size. That's going to maximize your opportunity to really make the most out of micro baiting. Hey, we're back on dry land now after an awesome little session out in the bay here. The micro baiting's been great as normal this time of year, the anchovies around. And the 570's has been an awesome platform for fishing off. We've had myself and Cam up on that bow casting platform having a real good time, both with the micro baits, also there's been some bust ups there, so throughout the stick baits, great place to deploy them from. So yeah, awesome day, great fun to be out there amongst the anchovy workups. So I've had my Kingfisher 570 Powercat for, wow, I've done just over 200 hours on it now, so over a year, and it's held up really well. I've had it out the back of the Mokohina Islands, out behind Great Barrier, had it out in some pretty testing seas, over 2-meter swells, 30-knot winds after a competition we had to get back from, and been really impressed with its performance. Some of my favourite features on the boat is definitely that bow casting platform. Huge amount of area up there. We've actually had 3 of us soft baiting at times just off that bow casting area into the wash. Another feature, which was a bit of an addition, was having the extended bow rails put on, and that just means that when we're stick baiting particularly, we can actually lean in if it's a bit choppy, have something to brace up against. So I think that whole bow area between the large flat casting platform and the extended bow rails is a real feature of the Kingfisher that, you know, just makes it the perfect kind of lure fishing boat for me. So with the 570, I've optioned it with the Yamaha F150. It's been an awesome outboard. I've done 200 hours on it now. Has the integrated hydraulic steering, which really cleans up that stern area. Great fuel economy, really reliable engine. So really happy with the Yamaha. It's been an awesome outboard for the Kingfisher 570. So if you like the look of the boat, interested in the 510, 570 boat, feel free to chuck a comment in the comment section below. Also, if you want any tips on micro baiting or have any questions about it, just throw a comment there and I'll do my best to get to it. We're going to get back on the water, maybe have a little bit more of a fish, but hopefully see you out there.